Welcome to the Fix Your Gut YouTube channel. I am John Brisson, author of Fix Your Gut and Health Coach, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic: how to properly clean fruits and vegetables so you do not get foodborne illnesses. Well, today's modern world, many of our fruits and vegetables could possibly contaminated with pesticides. Even if you buy organic, that still does not forbid the use of pesticide. They just use organic pesticide methods like copper, for example, as well as also bacteria and parasites and yeast colonizing vegetables as well, that many people get sick from foodborne illnesses. You hear a lot in the news of people getting salmonella and other foodborne illnesses from eating, improperly handled and processed and washed spinach and other vegetables too as well. So tonight we're going to talk about various methods that you can use to keep you and your family safe when you decide to eat raw vegetables like in a salad. So I have 3 products here. One is this apple cider vinegar, organic apple cider vinegar, but you can use any type of vinegar. It really doesn't matter. All it matters is that vinegar is extremely acidic. We have good old plain baking soda. And we have one of the trendy products that some people like to use to wash their vegetables and fruits that you'll see in stores, Veggie Wash Organic. Now, there are differences in each one of these products and what they can and cannot do, and which one may be best overall to handle pesticides and microbiological contamination of your food. Because a lot of our food products, they come from countries that may still use human waste as a byproduct, also called night sludge, where there might be some bacteria left over in that fertilizer that they're using, and that can cause gastrointestinal upset. There's many different microbes that live in the human microbiome, E. coli being one that some people may get upset with, H. pylori being another. As well as farm runoff too is a big problem, both with pesticides from, like, for example, a non-organic farm, the runoff coming from that into an organic farm, or even farm runoff that is contaminated through microbes. So if you look online, most people will tell you that you could just simply wash your fruits and vegetables, and in a pinch that's good. If you have a clean, pure water like reverse osmosis or distilled water, and you wash your fruits and vegetables running through that on occasion, it may be beneficial. But then again, is it really going to get the job done? Is it going to get rid of pesticides? Is it going to get rid of microorganisms? It's tough to tell. So first, let's talk about vinegar. Vinegar isn't really going to get rid of your pesticides that are on your fruits and vegetables, but it will sanitize them and reduce bacterial biofilm, which biofilm is like an extracellular matrix that the bacteria produce to hide behind, so that it's protective. And a lot of fruits and vegetables may have bacterial biofilm. You may feel a certain sludge on them, and then that could be biofilm, and this would, vinegar would help to break it down. If you mix 50-50 with vinegar and water and soak your vegetables or fruits in for a few minutes, and then wash it off, then yeah, that would probably kill a lot of microbes that are living on your produce, as well as reduce some biofilm and help break it up, so that when you wash it off afterwards and maybe scrub your fruits and vegetables what you can, that may be beneficial, and that may help reduce your chances of getting ill. But like I said, it's not really going to do much for pesticides. Another option that a lot of people use is Veggie Wash, and I do have it because I do use it myself. So this is organic Veggie Wash. It's got some organic alcohol, which alcohol does work very well as a disinfectant. It does kill a lot of microbes. Sunflower oil to make kind of like saponification, to make a soap out of it. Glycerin, that's also for saponification. Lemon oil, which of course, the delimonene that would be in lemon oil and other terpenes would have an antimicrobial effect. Coconut oil, which would be used for saponification, as well as would have an antimicrobial effect because of the lauric acid and caprylic acid content of coconut oil. potassium hydroxide, which is for saponification, and non-organic actually citric acid that possibly could be GMO, even though this is listed this product is listed organic, but citric acid is such a small amount, even something's organic, it still could be genetically obtained from genetically modified means. And it doesn't say that the citric acid is from citrus fruits. But nonetheless, I still use this on occasion because it does work fairly well. It doesn't really get rid of pesticides. It will more than the vinegar because of the saponification, because you're making soap. So when you spray this on your vegetable, your fruit, you kind of rub it around, kind of wash it for about 30 seconds or so, and just leave it on there for about a minute or two, and then wash it off. And it will reduce the microbial content of the food that you're eating, and it will reduce some of the pesticides. But it is in some ways better than vinegar or just standard, purified water. But it's still not optimal. Now, what we have through studies actually that is optimal is extremely cheap. But it is more of a pain to use in the Veggie Wash, and that is pure baking soda. Baking soda has a pH of 9, the vinegar has a pH between 2 to 3, and microbes really don't like very acidic environments, and they don't like alkaline environments to some degrees. Some microbes can survive in, very low pHs or very high pHs, and the pH of 9 for baking soda isn't too terribly high, but it would reduce some of the microbes. It does have an antimicrobial effect, as well as it does actually help break down and separate pesticides from your fruits and vegetables. We do have a study that shows that it works better than just using regular water or even Clorox bleach, which bleach would destroy a lot of the microbes and break down biofilm, but I would not recommend using that on your fruits and vegetables unless it's an emergency situation where you had to clean something, you had to disinfect something, and you have to use bleach like in a natural disaster. But the pesticide does work well. Now, what you have to do for it to work, according to the study, is you got to mix it with water, about a tablespoon or two in a bowl, and dump your produce or whatever you're going to use, and you got to mix it around and just let it sit there for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then wash off the residue. And then it would reduce the amount of pesticides that are in the fruits and vegetables and reduce some of the microbes as well. Now, what I like to do actually is I combine these two products. If I have the time. I don't always have the time. So if I'm going to make a salad, especially when you buy lettuce is one of the most contaminated vegetables that there are. Spinach would also fall into that category. Kale, a lot of your greens are going to be contaminated. So if I am going to eat a raw salad, most of the time I don't eat a raw salad outside of the house. I just don't. It's too risky for contamination to get gut issues, to get foodborne illness issues. Actually, a lot of people, when they get foodborne illnesses, they actually think that it's undercooked meat, but most of the time it's probably actually the salad that you ate that actually made you sick instead of the meat that you ingested. So I usually recommend using this first. I will soak my lettuce and whatever vegetables I'm going to use, like cucumbers or tomatoes, whatever I'm going to use to put in my salad. I'm going to put it in a bowl. I have this own separate stainless steel bowl that I clean my produce in. I stick it in there, I stick the baking soda in there, and I let it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then after that, I rinse it off using reverse osmosis water. Then I spray this on, leave it on for a minute or two. Now to let you know, you cannot use this on porous produce like mushrooms, because mushrooms will soak up the oils and the lemon oil, and the alcohol just won't taste very good. And you can't actually mushrooms really use the bathing method either. Because it will make them kind of, if you do, you're going to have to, dry them very well, probably using a paper towel. But yeah, I usually combine these two methods if I'm going to eat a salad to try to reduce the pesticide content and also reduce the microbes that may be living on there as well. I mean, look, I can't always eat organic. I try the best I can, but where I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the nearest Whole Foods is an hour away. I do have a Sprouts, but sometimes I'm not able to get hold of everything organic. It cost reasons or or not being able to actually get everything organic for where I live, and there are a lot of people like me in that situation. And if you do go online, you will see the dirty dozen list that they have out there. The Environmental Working Group puts out about pesticides in your produce, and I definitely recommend looking at their list and trying to buy the Clean 15 as much as you possibly can. The Clean 15, you can buy those if you need to be not organic. And the Dirty Dozen, make sure you definitely get them organic. For example, non-organic potatoes are one of the most pesticide-ridden, dirty produce that anybody can ingest. So I do my best to try to only buy organic potatoes whenever possible. But yeah, doing these things to help reduce your family's pesticide load, and it's almost impossible to completely avoid pesticides, even if you lived out in the middle of nowhere and grew everything yourself. The amount of pesticides that are carried by the wind in the air and that are run off into water tables and stuff like that, it's almost impossible in the world that we live in to completely avoid it. But limiting your exposure is what's important, and what you can do for your family for their health. So definitely, try these methods when you can. If all you have is clean water and a little bit of vinegar, it'll work. It'll keep your family from at least getting, hopefully, their stomach upset. And that might be why, one thing I thought of the reason why one of the most popular early salad dressings that was ever invented, to my knowledge, would be oil mixed with vinegar or vinaigrette, and that would actually, increase. Well, it would decrease stomach pH, and it would kill some of the microbes off from eating the vegetables. So that actually makes sense of why that would be some of the first invented salad dressings. So yeah, if that's all you got is vinegar and water, then it will help reduce your chance of getting a foodborne illness. The next step, if you don't have time to do baking soda, then doing the Veggie Wash Organic or a similar product that helps, makes saponification, as well as, has a low enough pH to reduce some of the microbes. It's very beneficial. Saponification also helps to break down biofilms up so that you can get to the microorganisms. And then finally, baking soda with a combination of the Veggie Wash. If you want to be like me and you want to be super, super careful and do your best not to get a foodborne illness, that's probably your best bet to make sure that you're reducing pesticides and you're reducing the microbe count, because everything we eat is going to have microbes to some degree, but you're reducing it enough so that you do not get ill. So that would be my final recommendation, is to get it's your own bowl that you use to decontaminate your produce. Mixed 2 tablespoons of baking soda with water. Put your vegetables in there, let them soak for 10 to 15 minutes, or your produce, should I say, if you're eating fruit. Wash them very thoroughly off to get the salt and the water out of it, and then wash them with this Veggie Wash. Leave it on for a minute or two, then wash that off, and then you should be pretty much good to go. Your family will be consuming less pesticides. You'll definitely be consuming a lot less microbes, and it'll be overall better for your health. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please leave a comment below of what you do to try to keep your family healthy and prevent against foodborne illnesses when you decide to eat produce. And until next time, I hope y'all take care. Bye.